Okay, so I've come back because I have nearly finished my bracelet, but as you can see, I've still got a few beads left, but I've run out of space. So what I'm going to need to do is move my bracelet up so that I can get to the bit at the bottom. So to do that, I'm just going to undo the clip at the bottom, take that off, and you can see I've still got that amount of leather. So then I'm going to take out my bracelet from there, and I'm just going to move it up, move it through, and in order to secure it, I'm just going to pop this in just so it doesn't damage the beads, and just secure that down. So that's back again, and then clip the bottom back on again. So I'm just gonna see if you can see what I'm doing. There we go. So again, just using a bit of kitchen roll just to protect the cord, and using my bulldog clip just to hold that in place. So now I've got my bracelet coming out of the top, and I've got some more of the leather to work with. So I'm just going to finish off now those few beads. So I can move that out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. Stay out of the way. Let me just try and move this so you can see it better. Okay, there we go. Okay. So just finishing off in the same way as I started. I've just finished putting this bead on, so I'm going to go underneath the cord and then bead on, through, underneath the cord, back through the bead, just doing a figure 8 around the cord to secure the beads in place. I'll just try and quickly finish these off for you. Through the bead, round, add a bead, round the cord, through the bead, round the cord, adding the bead, round the cord, and through, round the cord, add the bead, round the cord, through the bead, and pull. Two more to do. As I say, for this size I used 15 of each type of bead, and the beads are all 6mm beads, but you can use whatever beads you like. You don't have to use these types of beads that I've used. You can use smaller beads, you can use bigger beads. It obviously changes the look and feel of your bracelet, and you'll need to kind of try and work out your sizing with that, but you can do whatever you like with these. Once you've learnt the technique, you can do all sorts. Okay, so there's my final bead. So what I need to do now is finish off. So to finish off, I'm going to just make a a knot, so I'm going to go around the one cord, but instead of adding a bead this time, I'm just going to go under the thread and I'm just going to make a nice knot. Make that nice and tight, and I'm going to do that again, so back under the cord again and then making a loop with the thread and a nice neat knot, and try and get your knots to sort of line up so that it's neat on the cord. I might do that one more time, round and through the loop and pull. And I'm going to leave a little bit of a tail. We can trim this all up later, but just for now, just take that bit of the end off with some scissors. Okay. So we can take this now off the board. So I'm just going to undo that, bring that through. And this is what you now have, a nicely done bracelet. So when you put it around your wrist, what you hope to see is that it goes around and it will go around a couple of times, and you can see that I've got a little bit of leeway there for my clasp, so you'll see there's plenty of space. So to finish off and make your clasp, what we're going to do is to make some knots in your leather. So get your leather nice and neat, and hopefully you can see this, and I'll try and bring it as close as I can. Okay, and you basically just want to make a nice knot against these final beads. So just a simple knot, go round and through, but try and keep your leather so that it's nice and neat. So using your fingers to just sort of push it into place so that you're making a nice knot. Make that nice and tight. Okay, and then I've got my thread. I'll sort my thread out in a bit. That's got a bit caught, that's fine. So you've got your first knot, and then what you do is you leave enough space for your button to go in between, and you make a second knot. So you leave a gap and you make another knot. Now what I'm just going to do is double check that that is going to work for me in terms of a clasp. I'm just going to go around my wrist and just see that if I do that, it's going to make, and I'm going to do my knot a little bit further, I think, because I want to make sure that I can actually get it in. So I'm going to make my knot about there, I think, just to give myself enough room for it to go fully around my wrist. Okay, but I mean, these aren't fixed, so you'll be able to take them out if you're careful without damaging them, just to adjust that. And this is why you want a bit of extra cord to play with, so that you can make sure that this fits you perfectly. So do the second knot in exactly the same way. Just make a nice knot, keep those cords nice and neat together, take your time with it, make them look nice and neat. Use your fingers to sort of pull them and push them. And that's really big, so I'm going to have to move that down. So I'm just going to readjust that. I'll do that further down, start again. Okay, here we go. And then this is where you can kind of move it around a bit until it's where you sort of want it to be. Okay, so there's my two knots. Okay, and then that's plenty of space for my clasp. So to put it on, you literally just wrap it around and you push your button through that opening that you've just made in the leather, and there it is, it's on. Okay, So to finish off, you would just use your scissors and trim off those ends. Trim off any of these extra bits of thread. Now this is where you can use your glue. So if you've got some hypo cement glue, where you've put your knot at the back, I'm just going to try and unknot this bit here that's got caught in my knot there. I'll just trim that down. So you would put a blob of glue in the knot that you made at the end, and then in the same way that very first knot that you made right at the beginning, you would also put a blob of glue and trim that end off, and that's your bracelet done.